Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to walk you through this really neat steampunk journal that I have just made. It is a altered envelope album and should have 24 pages front and back here. Bound with a plastic clip strip here. This would be great for tying things onto if you like the dangles and the little ribbons. You can really dress this up over here. Also, anytime I do make one of these, you could very carefully unsnap it if you wanted to take something out or add something in, but you just have to make sure that you get it snapped back. So anyway, let's walk through this. This one doesn't have a name. I don't know, I really wanted to do a steampunk theme. And when I think of that, like I always think of change and innovation and, you know, that whole Victorian era, because I think a lot of, you know, changes happened kind of during that time frame. You know, people discovered, you know, how things work and machines are really invented and people just had great innovation. So this album kind of leans that direction. But it takes on like an old Victorian kind of theme, and so that's what I'm going with. All right, so we'll take a look, but like I said, it's not named, but there's plenty of room for you to add other little things in here or put a title. I just did not do that on this one because I don't know what direction you're going to want to go with it. All right, so let's take a look here. So anything that looks like leather in here is faux leather. I'm a real big supporter of using recycled materials, but I did not have any leather that I wanted to cut up, you know, so it's faux leather, just in case anybody, you know, needs to know that. But any of the little leather pieces that are in here are faux leather. Okay. All right. So we've got a faux leather strip. I've got some vintage lace here, some buttons, some screws and nuts, not screws, washers and of different kinds, and some things like that, some little metal pieces. And then we've got I'm so sorry, I should have looked at this, 20 pence, actual authentic 20 pence piece here. We've got vintage buttons, a vintage doily there, that's in another place in here also, but I cut out a little piece and centered it with a vintage button here. More stained sheath cloth. I am really loving this stuff lately. It's just so wispy and I don't know, fun. Textural. Buttons again, some more little metal pieces, reproduction cock print, and then this cute little tag with a little, I don't know if y'all can see that over here, this little bulb clip with some beads on there. You could tie on some more stuff or take it off. I made this one pivotable. Is that a word, pivotable? So you could either use it up or off to the side. When I ship it, I'm actually going to turn it all the way over here for protection. So anyway, when you get, if you buy this, it's going to be flipped over here, but just know it pivots around. Okay. All right, let's open her up. Oh, real quick, just, sorry. I always try to keep you on camera. That's kind of what she looks like from the side and from the top. Lots of little interesting bits poking out here. It just makes you want to dive in. So give me a second to get it centered. Whoops. Back on the camera here. Okay, here we go. All right. Is that centered? Yes. Sorry, y'all. I'm such a bad camera person. It's just I really want to do the walkthrough so y'all can see it. All right. So as I stated, these are, you know, like big envelopes that are folded and then bound in the middle. So one half of the envelope always maintains its integrity for storage. I mean, like, I can pretty much get my whole hand in here. So, you know, you've got that much room to work with. Any sewing you see is not done through the actual envelope. It's just the paper. Okay. So we've got a really large tag here. Everything's inked. You know, you can use it where I've put it. You can take it out. You can throw it away. You can use it whatever you want to. So I'm going to tuck that back in there, and that's got seam binding up there. And then let me take this off. So we've got a cute little page here, faux leather tab, a little removable clip, which you'll actually see from the other side here. And that's holding on. These are vintage, the reproduction prints from a 1902 Sears catalog but the actual reproduction is very old as well. I have looked in this catalog and I cannot find the date. It has got to be, I would say, at least 50 years old, probably 75 if I really thought about it, just based on the condition of the paper. So just know these are reproductions of a very, very old series catalog, but the reproduction itself is also vintage. So when you see that in here, that's what it is. So this one's really cool. I thought this fit really well, you know, vintage timepieces, and you could like cut out pieces of these if you didn't want to leave it intact. You know, or leave it folded up, you know. I think it would make a really, really cool like pocket kind of situation if you did some cuts here, you know, and then you have some layers and did some gluing. But hey, these are yours to do with what you like. So I'm going to tuck that very carefully back under there. All right, oh my gosh, I almost forgot about the little hidden feature. I love pockets. So I gave you a little, you know, altered index card here, inked on both sides, and it has a little pocket that it slides into over here on the side. I didn't tab this one, but I mean, you certainly can put your own tab on here. I just didn't because, I don't know, I just thought I'd leave that up to you if you wanted it. All right, there's the back side of that faux leather there. We have a cute little belly band here with a little 3D resin unicycle, some kind of version of that little thing, you know, so belly band with brads, 2 tags. Just know anytime I give you a tag or like a journaling tab or a journaling card, I always ink both sides. Okay. So there we go. And these are all reproduction, either drawings or, I mean, I think they're all drawings in here. I don't think that they're actual pictures of anything, but I always do reproduction of vintage images or vintage whatever. So these are reproductions. So now I've got a couple of those. Here's the other piece of the vintage doily. Not doily. Yes, it is a doily. Just very, very small piece of it. This was such a pretty one too. So it's stitched on here, right here. So it kind of creates a flap. I mean, if you absolutely hated it, you could, because it's glued on, you could probably, you know, snip all these pieces like this and then use it somewhere else. And then I left this piece kind of poking out over there. All right, tucked under there is another little repro vintage balloon, you know, card. This was kind of the era when air travel was introduced via balloon. So anyway, this is a vintage score pad sheet. So you can have some fun with that. On the back side, we have a really large pocket here. I mean, you can see how big this tag is, and I've topped it with some stained fabric here. Anyway, that's a really big one, and I've tucked that there, but you could cut your own tags or take some stuff that needs a larger space and tuck it back there. All right, again, full-size envelope on this side. Another little sewn pocket with a tag there. All right, and then over here we have another belly band, vintage button, fabric tab at the top. So we've got that, and then a little tubble with a tiny tag there. So also make cute bookmarks if you know, really like to read, or you hate them in here. Over here we've got a torn pocket, and it goes, you know, all the way across. Oh, sorry, my camera's shaking. So we've got, you know, I've got another little tag in here. And you can rearrange these. These don't have to stay where I put them. I just always tuck them in there so you can kind of see what the album is capable of and what space you have working with. So we've got a envelope here, which is tabbed with some vintage buttons, flipped so you can do something with the back side. You know, maybe make a little secret. I don't know. Oh, sorry, there's some really angry pigeons right outside my window. I never see those fighting, but they were fighting over something. All right, another little kind of vintage repro piece I've tucked in here. And again, those vintage buttons, okay? All right, flipping over, another envelope side there. Another little pocket with some more tuck-ins. Okay, and over here, we've got a bullnose clip at the top holding, this is vintage sheet music. So I've created a little kind of like envelope here with a tag to tuck in. You can move that around, whatever you want to do. Okay. And on this side, we've got a triple stack envelope situation. So here's, you know, slot number 1, slot number 2. It's gonna go off screen. I mean, that's a huge tag right there. Okay, top with some more vintage sheet music, and then all the way back here, sorry, it's gonna go off screen for a second. Tag number 3, and that's another full-size one with another little tiny tag at the top. Some embroidery floss there, giving you lots of options to play with. And again, you can move these anywhere in the album you want or take them out. It's up to you. All right, here's another one of those belly band there. Another one of those reproduction pages. And these are old. I mean, they're going to come to you and there'll be a crease because, I mean, I can feel that in the paper. But there's lots of, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, my Alexa lip just went on. Lots of vintage images here. This one is organs. Can you believe that you could get an organ in 1902 for $64.95, or you could get a cheaper version, $59.45. Anyway, so cool. Whoops, double-sided page, and these are full size. I mean, I haven't measured it, but it looks like 8 by 10. So, you know, lots of, if you like vintage text, that's everywhere too. So anyway, we'll tuck her back under there. Okay, let's take that off. Another pocket over here. Lace belly band, our little Victorian ladies. Here's this one, which, oh my gosh, these are one of my favorites in this book. I love the bonnet section, the hat section. So, I mean, all these vintage images you can cut out or leave whole, or like I said, make an envelope. So you'll have to pick your favorite hat. Gosh, you know, I should have looked at this before I put it in there. Hold on. You're going to learn a little bit about me. I'm going to pick my favorite real quick. Actually, I think I like this one. $2.95. All right, so there you go. Anyway, lots of fun things to play with in here. All right, on this side, I have a little tuck up here with a vintage dictionary page right there. So I'm gonna tuck that back up in here. Got a pocket down here with one of these vellum shape pockets. So this is a paper watch face, not a metal one, but everything else inside is, I've got some more washers, some little beads, and then I did a double-sided clock face so it looks good from either side. And that's so fun. These are so interactive. I just love these. Okay, so we'll put her back in there. All right, over here we've got another pocket page. I've topped it with vintage fabric. We've got 2 tags. This one has a, I mean, I call it a tiny tag. It's a little bigger, but there we go. Topped with the, you know, embroidery thread. And then one of my, I'm going to pull it back on just a smidge. One of my, I don't know what I call these. They're in my Etsy shop. It's like a stamped hard tag kind of thing. Anyway, because it's made out of cardstock covered with vintage paper. This one says 45. No reason for it. Just thought it was a really cool type. Anyway, like I said, I sell these in my Etsy shop too. They make great tags or dangles, or like in this case, a tab. So super cool. All right, let me make sure I'm centered back here. Okay. So down here, this little hat is also a tuck. And then another, we'll go off screen for a second. Another really large tag. These are great for journaling. There goes some baker's twine there. So let me put her back in. Okay. Over here we've got an entire, running the side is a, you know, fabric ruffle that's glued on, and, you know, kind of like the science part of that whole era. We've got another large tag here. There we go. Top with some more seam binding. It's double-sided, double inked. All right, I'll put her back in there. And then over on this side, of course, you know, our envelope pocket, and then 2 other little tags tucked into this pocket. You know, it's at a diagonals just to give it a little fun interest. Okay, so we've got another vintage button and a little clock face kind of image, and then like carriages, buggies, I don't know what we call them. So, you know, these would have been horse-drawn. So anyway, you could get a whole carriage in 1902, built to order, $57.75. Or, oh, look at this one. This must have been the 4-seater, $116.40 or $139.40 with 1-inch rubber tires. God, that's so funny. Anyway, And it's double-sided, so, you know, you could cut these out or, you know, do whatever you want to with them. They're full-size pages. Okay, and that's, of course, you know, all tucked into a belly band there. And some more of our faux leather strips here with 2 little tucks. And we got tag with some more vintage lace and fabric. Okay, and over here, we've got another one last full-size pocket. So there should be 6 of those. I don't know, 6 or 8. I lose count. I think it's 8. And then this one has a double kind of pocket situation. So we've got, you know, this big one here, and I got 2 little tiny tags tucked up there, just to kind of remind you that that's a pocket, and 2 more down here. And then here we have, you know, 2 more, and this pocket goes this way. It's kind of like a cross situation. So, you know, lots of options there for you. And then over here, this is our last page, well, our second to last page. This one has this little flower detail here, tucked behind. We've got this little like corset cut out tuck with, you know, another little repro print there. And then a vintage game. I think this is another game card. We and They. Honors. Points. Yes, this must be a game card. Okay. Anyway, but look at how pretty that is. Anyway, so I'm, including that with another faux vintage, faux leather tab there. And then the last piece I've left blank. So, you know, you could do something with it if you like. Anyway, so one more look at the cover. There she is. So she will be available in my Etsy shop until somebody buys her. I hope you have enjoyed this walkthrough. Please let me know if you have any comments down in the section below. Sorry, I think my hands are still inky. I always would love to get your feedback. And, you know, if you're ever interested in a custom order, reach out to me either through the shop, or you can always message me on YouTube where this video is going to reside. And we can set up something. But please check out all the stuff in my shop. And then I hope this strikes somebody's fancy, because I'd love to see her go to a home where she is loved. Anyway, so it is a total of 24 pages. And it should be, hold on, you know what? Let's measure it before I forget here. All right, so we are going to be, all right, we are a little under 10 inches, so we'll say 10. 10 by, looks like almost 7. So anyway, and there should be 24 pages there. Lots of room for your creativity. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye.